Welcome, everyone. Grand afternoon to you. And thank you so much for taking time out of your Saturday, this holiday season. I don't know about you guys, but I am definitely in the spirit of giving. And today I'm so excited because we have a young lady, phenomenal human being that is going to give her time and her energy and some valuable information to you today. But before we get into that, I just want to introduce this event called the Health Exchange, where we talk with a healthcare professional and we get to know a few things that you might not know about them, in addition to the incredible health information that they lend us to help us impact the quality of our lives. So with that, I want to introduce Tammy Esteves, who will introduce our special guest speaker for today. Tammy, thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tammy Esteves, and I'm going to go ahead and say the bio of Robin Allen. Robin Allen is the founder of Necessary Nutrition. For more than a decade, she has inspired thousands of clients to embrace food and nutrition as the basis for fighting obesity, illness, and disease. Robin is an in-demand presenter and wellness expert, conducting workshops, classes, and creating nutrition programs and individuals throughout the Western United States. She has been featured on CNN Headline News and countless other media outlets to share her insight on food and nutrition. Please, one of the country leading nutritionists, Robin Allen.
Thank you, Tammy. And welcome, Robin Allen. Welcome to the Health
Hi. Awesome. I'm happy to be here. Excited to be here.
I don't think anybody can match my excitement today, knowing that you are here. But let's get right on into this for the sake of everybody's time, especially your time. So, Robin, tell the folks where you grew up and what did nutrition look like for you when you were just a young person growing up?
All right, I'll take that. So I grew up in Los Angeles, California. And the one thing that I remember is that my mother would take me to McDonald's every Friday was my treat. So we didn't eat healthy. We had no concept of it. And there was a time, over time, that my mother and myself, we became overweight. So we didn't have any, we just ate whatever was available. No nutrition knowledge at all in my family.
1 cup of white brown sugar.
Awesome. And that's key, because sometimes people look at nutritionists and fitness experts and just assume that they've always been on that healthy journey. But like anyone else, you go through certain things to get to where you are today, so that now you're able to teach others what you've gone through. And the best possible way to teach is through personal testimony. And that's probably why you're so effective with what you do. But outside of nutrition, what are 2 other things in life that you're passionate about?
So I'll tell you about my passion. I also want to say this, is that there was a time when I realized I was overweight, pre-diabetic, and I was about 30 when I started to understand that food will either kill you or keep you alive. And that's what shifted, where I started to study nutrition. So it's been about almost 16 years now. And then as far as my passions outside of nutrition, I'm a mom of a teenager. So that is a lot of what I focus on, is just getting her grown and out of the house. And outside of her, I love to read and just study and gain knowledge. So right now she's into science. So I find myself just doing a lot of learning about what she's learning about. But those are my passions, her and just filling my mind with information.
Okay, how old is your daughter and what grade is she in?
So she is 15 in 10th grade.
Okay, so she's a real blown teenager. Wow.
Troublemaker.
Oh,
Troublemaker.
goodness.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay.
Full on.
If she's listening, hey, mom called you the troublemaker. I didn't. I know you're nice and a sweet, innocent teenage girl like all the others out there. Okay.
You're right. All of
Okay.
them. Very sweet.
Absolutely.
Teenage
Now-
girls are rough. So
Now, Robin, with this nutrition that we talk about and we're so inspired in sharing with others, a lot of people have favorites. Some of the doctors I've spoken to, all of them have their favorite. But how about you? What's your favorite? I'm going to say 2 products out of our lineup that if you were stranded on a desert or an island, what would you have to have with you?
thank you for letting me say 2, because there's definitely 2 of them.
Yes.
So my first one are the omegas. And let me tell you why. It's not even for what you all would think. I love to chew those omegas. There's something about it. When I first wake up in the morning, I run downstairs to get my bottle of the plant-based omegas because I love to pop them. There's something about that pop in my mouth. It's just so exciting to me. So I love the omegas. And then my second one is actually the complete protein because, well, a couple of reasons. It keeps me full for at least 4 hours. It tastes amazing and it handles my sweet tooth. And then it makes it very, very easy for me to stay consistent with my capsules because beside the omegas, I chew those, but the rest of them, the fruits, the vegetables, and the berries, I put them in the protein. I don't open them up or anything. I just put them in and it just makes my morning just flawless. So it's the complete that I love and then the omegas. Those are the 2.
Okay. Thank you. Everybody's going to switch their favorites now to you. I want to be like Robin, but why should people turn to or lean on or make more of a balance in their life, a plant-based lifestyle?
So here's the deal. When I started in this industry and I was working with clients, there's some Christmas songs.
Tammy, can you find that person and mute them, please?
They're singing. They're feeling good.
Okay.
So someone asked a question about what brand of omegas, and we do an all plant-based omega. And I would say contact the person that invited you here to get a hold of them. They're all plant-based. It bypasses the middle fish, so there's no fish. It's all vegan. And I would say contact the person that invited you here to get a hold of them because they're amazing. Is that fair to say, Troy?
That's very fair to say. If you said it, it's fair. Okay?
It's fair to say. Okay.
Now,
and so you asked about, go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead.
You asked about why should one lean in toward a plant-based lifestyle. And what I would say to you is that hands down, whenever someone comes to me, or they used to come to me with challenges with their body, whatever it was. And I know this, when you shift more into a plant-based lifestyle, it helps to heal your body on a cellular level. So back in the day, I did not see clients with autoimmunes and all of the things that we see today. And so I would say to a person, if you really want to see a significant shift at a cellular level, then you want to flood your body with more plants. And that's hard for people to grasp because people are like, what about my meat and all? And to be clear, I do eat some animal protein, but I've shifted more to a whole food plant-based because it heals the body. I always say, if you want to stay cute and vibrant, eat more plants. That's the deal. Whenever you go to the doctor, whatever issue you have, they're going to say, what's your diet? Change your diet, eat more fruits and vegetables. That's never going to go out of style, tried and true all the time. And that's just the way to be vibrant. That's the answer, Troy.
let me tell you something. You just captured the hearts and minds and the attention of women everywhere. What did you say? Cute and vibrant?
Cute and vibrant. You got to be cute and vibrant. Yes.
Okay. All right,
cute and
ladies.
Vibrant.
All right, I mean, men too, right?
Yeah. Or men handsome and vibrant too. You want to be vibrant? Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Everybody wants to be vibrant and be able to skip around and hop around and feel amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, this last question, well, I'm going to say this next question because questions always pop up. For
Okay.
those nutritionists out there, and I've spoken to several, and nutritionists, y'all could be set in your ways.
We are so set in our ways, let me tell
So
you.
what do you say when you come upon a nutritionist and try to convey to them what this community is all about?
That's a wonderful question. So let me just say this first. As a nutritionist, I did not want to hear nothing about these plant powders. It was like in one ear, out the other, because I felt like I knew it all. And I'm like, yeah, right. Fruits and vegetables in a capsule. For years, I did not listen, because I think nutritionists think they know, everything, right?
Yes.
And how I got to get to understand. I even read all the journals and the science and all that, wasn't even impressed. My mom had cancer and I'm like, oh, take these. They say these are good, and so it changed her whole body. So that's what made me as a nutritionist pay attention, because for years I wouldn't. But the other thing as a nutritionist, and if you know other nutritionists, because they're just very difficult to fit to, I actually fell in love with the Tower Garden. I fell in love with the Tower Garden for a while, didn't want to do anything with the capsules. And when I started to find out more about the company and the community, it just started to pull me in. So I would say to anyone that is wanting to connect with a nutritionist, connect with them through the Tower Garden. It's a good door to walk through. All nutritionists know that growing your produce makes sense. And so that made sense to me. That did. So that's my recommendation. Go with the Tower Garden and just let them get a feel for who we are or who the community is, and let them hear others sharing their testimonials. This is what I found out. There's a rogue person without their mute on out there, y'all. So
Please mute your phones. Please mute your devices, please.
This is what I found out, honest to goodness. And true story, to this day, to this hour, I get texts every day from others taking the whole food plant powders every day. And no one before, when I would say, take a multivitamin or whatever I used to tell them to do, no one ever texted me to say their blood pressure was down, their bowels are better, their skin is better, all of the things that we hear when you flood your body with whole foods. I wasn't hearing that. And so if I know something is good for people, I'm a nutritionist. How can I keep that away from them? And so I just feel like it's my duty to share and be authentic and honest, because what if I just got a call from or a text from a woman whose husband was having so many medical challenges, and because he flooded his body, all his blood work and labs came back at A1 perfect. So I have to share this because it makes sense. So the question was what to do with nutritionists. Share the Tower Garden first.
No, that's some solid advice. Absolutely.
Yeah, it is.
The growing seems to be the angle, not only for nutritionists, but for a lot of people, that they can relate to growing their own produce and the benefits of that. Now, I do want to just touch on one thing before you get into your presentation, which is the highlight of this entire event. Tell us a little bit about the CNN connection and what was that like, being in the studios talking your nutrition talk?
Oh, the funny thing, it was literally the funny thing. So one day I said, I'm going to get on CNN. I just said that. I didn't know why. I just felt like I'm going to get on CNN. And then I literally got a call like a week later. They were looking for a nutritionist to feature on, it was right during the crisis back, like I think 2008. And my topic was eat your way to a new job. And I had a team at the time sending out media information, and they gravitated to that story, eat your way to a new job, and they featured me. I'm like, all right. So it was cool. it was super cool. I was super nervous, but
awesome, awesome. Okay, now I'm gonna let you have it. You have the screen, you have everything you need, I believe, to do your thing.
Yeah, so I'm going to share with you all 5 steps to reach and sustain your nutrition and weight loss goals in 2021. That's such a big topic right now, or will be. So let's jump into that. I love to share the information that I've garnered over the years. And what I'm going to share with you may not be the angle that you may think. So as the slides go for it, if there are questions that come up, I won't be able to see them. So maybe Troy or Tammy will field those questions. And it looks like the screen is loaded. Here we go. So 5 steps to reach and sustain your nutrition and weight loss goals in 2021. Let's jump right into that. So step 1 is I want you to understand your relationship with food. What does that mean? So as a nutritionist, people come to me all the time thinking, believing that they need a nutritionist. But our relationship with food is very, very complicated. You may have an emotional relationship with food. So if you have an emotional relationship with food, a nutritionist or a nutrition plan is not the place to start if you have an emotional relationship. And I think about that emotional relationship. Think of it where people have, and this is just real with us as humans. Life is hard and we have different vices. Some people drink, smoke, do other things, and some people use food as a comfort, as a friend, as a stress reliever, all of those things. So if that is your relationship, then you want to think about that and look at who can assist you with the underlying challenges that lead you to have an emotional relationship with food. So that's not the role of a nutritionist, real deal. That might be a therapist, a therapy session in conjunction with your nutritionist if you need a roadmap. But so many times people come to me and the problem they're trying to fix is not one of them that I can fix, right? So understand your relationship. If you don't have an emotional relationship with food, that it will become easier in a sense to reach and sustain your goals if that's not one of your challenges. But that is a challenge for so many people. And if you're listening and you're working with people, if you're a health coach, you got to understand that too, that people are coming to you and they don't understand what their true challenge is. So when I say step 1 to figure out and reach your goals is to figure out what your relationship is with food and deal with the real deal. I want people to be successful and I want to talk real talk. So that's step 1. Step 2 is take an assessment of your environment. And this is what I mean. Let's say you want to be your best self in 2021. You want to, whatever you want to do with your health and nutrition, look at the people around you. So for example, your family, whoever is eating with you and being with you, if those people in your environment are not on board with your goals, you either have to separate from them or bring them into whatever it is that you're doing. If you are focusing on flooding your body with nutrients and you have your broccoli and tofu or broccoli and salmon or whatever you're doing that's healthy, and they have chicken wings and pizza, they're not going to ask you to get a bite of yours, but you're looking over there smelling their pizza and chicken wings and you take a little bite. They will pull you in faster into what they're doing faster than you will pull them in unless you set the guidelines and the parameters up front. So whatever journey you're taking, you want to insulate yourself with like-minded people, because we do what the 5 people around us that are closest to us, we all do what each other do. So I only have friends that, well, I know people who don't eat as I do, but when I go out, when I used to go out, we don't go out anymore in this day and age, but when I used to go out, I would eat with folks that eat like me. And it's your environment. What I love is we've created an environment through our healthy living community where we're all on the same page, or at least working to be on the same page, so we are insulated in that world. So if you're doing something, get your buy-in from your family, your coworkers, whoever it is in your life, look at that. And also with your environment, whatever it is that you're doing, if your intention is to flood your body with whole foods, but you have Doritos and all Cheetos and Takis, because that's my favorite, Takis, in your cabinet, that's part of your environment that you may have to remove. So that's step 2. Step 3 is to recognize and prepare for distractions. So let me tell you this. I always have people say to me, all right, I want to get my health together. I want to get my nutrition together, but I got to wait until I finish this cruise. I got to wait until this thing is over. I got to wait until, let me tell you something. Every single month of the year, there is something going on. For example, January, it's the New Year. So you have to have, actually, there's New Year's parties, and then people are trying to get themselves together in January. And then here comes Super Bowl. I guess it's in February now. And people are like, oh, I can't get it together. It's Super Bowl. I got to wait for Super Bowl to be over. Then you have Valentine's Day. And then you have March Madness. Then you have Easter. Then you have Mother's Day. And then you have Father's Day. And then somebody got married and somebody had a baby. And so, you get it? Every single month of the year, there's something going on. So there's no time to wait, because there's no time. Everything's always going to be there to distract you. And because that's how the society is built, to have a theme, to have a campaign, if you will, going on, so that people as consumers have something to buy. We need to buy Halloween candy, so that creates a reason for us to buy it. Or there's a holidays and all of those things. So don't let those things that are always happening be the reason why you don't do what you said you want to do with you. I understand that these happenings exist. So you prepare for those. And when I say prepare, like if you know you're going to go with your significant other and you want some chocolate covered strawberries on Valentine's Day, but if you're in the middle of what we do call the shred 10, those 10 days, then I wouldn't do that, right? But let's say you are going to do it. You're going to have that. There is a way, I won't be able to get into it wholeheartedly here, but there's a way to balance it out. If you're going to eat your chocolate covered strawberries, maybe the next day you're not going to eat the cheesecake that you thought you were going to eat. Whatever the case may be, there is a way to prepare and balance, because in life, it's not about not having or enjoying the food that we love. It's about knowing how to balance it, which is tricky, but it's possible. So again, when I say step 3 is recognize the distraction. So know what I said, if something always going on, and then prepare for those. Know that they're coming and prepare for those. And then step 4 is pick the method that is sustainable for you long term. So there's all these, drink this cabbage soup or keto or whatever it is. There's always something fad, new, Mediterranean. It's always something, right? So whatever it is that you're doing or that you want to do, you want to ask yourself this question: can I do this long term? Because whatever you choose, not to pick on keto, but if you choose keto, which is no carbs, you can't do that forever. You just cannot. So it's not something that's sustainable long term. It's not something you can do for your lifestyle. Anything that you do that you cannot do as a lifestyle is not gonna work for you long term. You have to decide, what am I willing to do long term? I love doing the shred. I love doing the shred because it's something that can be done as a lifestyle long term. Every month, we take 10 days out of the month and we eat really clean. Now, with that, some people realize they feel so good that they want to do it more during the month. But we know as a lifestyle, as a community, consistently, we're flooding our bodies with the best nutrients and nutrition for those 10 days. And the other 20, 21 days of the month, we're dabbling. Some of us, again, we stay on it, but we know we come back to it. I was saying that, I don't know if y'all are familiar with Takis. I don't know if that's like all across the country, but I just discovered Takis, which is these little tortilla chip things. And I tell you, I really like those. I really like them, and I ate a lot. And I thought, ooh, this is not whole food nutrition. However, I know that I'm going to do the shred. And so I know while I'm doing the shred, I'm not eating Takis. My stomach is no longer bloated. I feel great. And I know that every month, that's what I'm doing with this group. And it's a part of my lifestyle. So whatever method you choose to do in 2021, you want it to be something you can do long term. Because when it comes to weight loss, you know, people do a program and they stop it and then they get the weight back and they're looking for another program. And the diet industry is designed for you to do just that, is to hop around and do this and do that. That's the way that it goes. So I tell you, pick something you can do. And in that, sometimes I have clients where, you know, they eat a brownie 7 days a week. That's what they love. That's a part of their lifestyle, but maybe they can't, like, eating a brownie every day is not going to help them get to their goals. And so I'm like, well, can you eat three or four brownies a week and be okay with that? So we kind of strategize, like, what are you willing to do on a long-term basis? So that's step 4. Pick the method that's sustainable for you long-term, if you want long-term results. Other thing is I want people to understand is there is no such thing as get there. So when people say, when I get there, when I lose this amount of weight, when the scale says X, I'm good. No, because the scale ain't going to stay that way. Just because you got there, it's like, it doesn't stay there. There's no get there. This whole health is a continuous thing that you have to work on. Your body is intelligent, but it also is aging and it's changing. And you too have to change. There is no get there, so forget about it. This whole diet, nutrition thing is literally like you're riding a mechanical bull. Like you're on there and then sometimes it knocks you off and then you get back on. It's like that. You always have to just be working on you all the time. And then step 5 is almost married to step 4, but it is determine your strategy. So when I talk about your strategy, I love to be a strategist, right? When I work with clients, I'm figuring out, you know, who are you really? What are you willing to do? And because some people are all or nothing, like they can just go and just change their whole life right there. And then some people are wanting to do baby steps. And it's figuring out who you really are and then what works for you. Let me say this, and this is what I tell everybody now. So I used to work with clients one-on-one. I don't do that anymore because I put them now, we do group programming. But what I tell them, and I hold true to this, step 1 to this whole health and wellness journey is flood your body with the whole food plant powders consistently, because that's the challenge, is people will take the plant powder. So I am a advocate of whole food nutrition, the pits, the peel, the seeds, all of that in capsules or chewables. So that's what I recommend, and that is what I take for myself, because when you flood your body that way with 30 or more whole foods raw every day, what do you think will happen? Well, if you don't do it every day, you can't say what will happen or won't happen. You got to do it every day. And so when a person comes to me and say, what do I do? And I say, first, get these plant powders in your body every day consistently for 4 months, and then come back to me and let's talk. Along that route, I do check in with them because I want to know, how are you doing? Are you doing it? And if a person is not doing it, then we can't even go to the next step. Because I feel like this is true, if a person is not or won't or doesn't take those plant powders consistently, because we know what it does at a cellular level, and that's easy. How are you going to change something else that's more hard or harder? to change your other parts of your nutrition and don't eat this and take this out of it and all of that. This is the easy part. To put these plant powders in your body is easier than asking you to don't eat this and it's easier. So I say to people, you come to me, I'm going to put you on these plant powders first, and then we can talk what to do next. I love to help people get to where they want to go, but I know that that's step one. And I repeat why it's step one, because you are from a cellular level. Let me say this about your cells. Your cells are in there chilling, right? Waiting, needing nutrition in order to thrive. But because we're breathing in certain toxins and we're eating certain toxins, your cells are bombarded with toxins. And there's this off balance. You have more dirty stuff in than you have the good stuff. So how are you supposed to fight off illnesses, diseases, and cancers, and autoimmunes, and digestive issues, and all of that that's trying to get in your body? And for so many people, it does. When there's not enough food, nutrients in your cells don't have anything to fight with. So sometimes people take the plant powders for 2 days, and they're like, well, I didn't see anything happen. When you eat a salad, you don't feel, what do you feel? It has to work, first of all, consistently, and it's happening at a cellular level. That's why I like when people could get their blood work done, because then they can see from a cellular level. You can't see, I didn't get sick today, right? Some people say, well, I didn't feel anything, but you haven't been sick. So good, you feel good. That's something you feel is good. So I have to remind people, and I love to do it, that this is the best step for your body and your nutrition. So determine your strategy, but in that strategy, flood your body with this whole food nutrition. I don't do any vitamins, multivitamins. My point of last thing about multivitamins, because I used to offer them and they don't do anything, that when is the last time a multivitamin had your digestive system working better? When's the last time a multivitamin had you having better bowel movements and blood pressure down and cholesterol and immune system up and all of these things that you could go to the doctor and know that that is true? So toss out those multivitamins, flood your body with this whole food nutrition, step one, and then look into, I'm a proponent of the shred, where we are taking out for 10 days, sugar, gluten, drinking a lot of water, just taking out the foods that don't serve us and just focusing on what's good for our mind and our body. So that's the strategy that I like to start with, but people have to find their own based on, who they are and who they want to be. But to repeat the 5 steps, and then I'll take any questions. I think my time is running running out. That the 5 steps, let's just go back to them real quick. So step 1 is understand your relationship with food. Like, who are you? Do you need food? Is that your comfort? Assess your environment, pull people in, your family. Don't do this by yourself. Recognize the distractions. There's always going to be something happening. So don't even tell me that. Like, people are like, I can't, because I don't care about that. That's always something happening. Prepare for those things and keep it moving. Pick a method that is sustainable. Can you go the rest of your life without eating carbs? Probably not. And then determine your strategy. And as a strategist, I like to help people do that. So I would love to answer questions or take comments or anything that I can help anybody with before we hop off.
Well, Robin, that was just some incredible, lively, energetic information. And that's the one thing that I love about you, because you keep it real. You're not beating around no bush, making it look pretty. It is what it is. Sometimes getting on the right path, it might take a little work. You know what I mean? So you're going to have to put some effort in to achieve your goals, but it's very worth it when you put that work in. And I know Gay Russell had a comment. She's like, real talk and fun, Robin. And then Sandra Shavers, Dr. Shavers, she said something like, yes, Robin, And then Kenmuto, I hope I got your name right, Kenmuto. He said, real talk from a sister. And that's what you're about, real talk. You know what I mean? So we can, and Tammy, if there's some other people chatting in there, if you could take the time to read those, but we could definitely open it up and take questions for Robin. We got about 5 minutes, so let's do that.
I saw a question about putting the plant powders in. So the plant powders are in capsules for those who may not be in the know. They come in capsules or chewables. And you don't need to open them up. You don't need to have them dissolved. So let me clear this. I make a smoothie every morning. So I just put them in my smoothie and I blend them up. So they don't dissolve just in the protein by itself. I blend it with my banana and my nut butter, and that's what I do. But I find I don't like swallowing those capsules. I used to, but then I found I wasn't consistent. So it's really easy for me to be consistent. I crave my shake every morning and I just throw them in there, really easy. I chew those omegas, but the rest of it I put in there and I just drink it. No. And then I eat the chewables also because they taste good. And when I get a sweet tooth, so I have capsules and chewables because I feel like if I'm eating the chewables opposed to eating licorice, that's probably better for me. So I probably eat a lot. I have a lot of nutrition in my body every day, but that's what I do with the capsules. Okay, so if there are other questions, I guess, Tammy, you can field them to me and I will.
There was one question. Someone asked, what brand of omegas are we talking about?
Do I say?
Why
Did I tell them?
Absolutely.
Okay, we use the omegas, all plant-based, through the Juice Plus company. And so my recommendation here is whoever invited you here can help you get them because they are usually purchased through a partner with the company. So those are the omegas, highly recommended and amazing, really amazing. And omegas, by the way, is good for your eyes, your heart health, your circulation, skin. A lot of people use them to help with pain and inflammation right there. Yeah. So those are the omegas. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. So I want to say this too. I'm gonna do, well, I'll say this later when the recording's not on. Any other questions that come up so I can answer before our time is up?
I don't see any more in here.
Okay.
Well, awesome. Okay. And again, as Robin said, get back to the person who invited you to learn more about everything you've heard about today. If you want to learn more about the Shred 10 that Robin mentioned, get back to that person. You want to learn about the omegas and the complete shakes that she referenced, get back to the person who invited you. But we do all types of healthy living events on many, many subjects. And I just want to point out, we make no claims that things we're going to tell you is going to cure anything, but we can tell you science proven fruits and vegetables will be a benefit to your lifestyle and your overall health. And that's just strictly science speaking. But I just want to thank you again, Robin. Thank you, Tammy, for the introduction, and look forward to doing these events with you in the future. And thank everyone for taking time out of your Saturday. Happy holidays, and everyone have a Merry Christmas and a New Year. And we'll see you on the Health Exchange in 2021. Thank you so much.
We have one question.
Yeah. Is that the one about what do I put in my smoothie?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to answer this. Okay, so this is, thank you for asking. So I put in my smoothie, and this is important. So I put in, you can put in any nut milk. So I put coconut milk, 8 ounces. I can do almond milk or whatever, but don't have any added sugar. So one cup of nut milk, and then I put a tablespoon of almond butter in there, but sometimes I put sunflower seeds. I put a good fat in there. Then I put the complete protein, which is all plant-based, carbs, fiber, protein, everything you need. Put that in there. And then I put in a half of a banana or a small banana. If you have blood sugar challenges, you only want to put a half of a cup of fruit or a whole cup if you're not working on your blood sugar. But a lot of times people put too much fruit in their smoothies. So I put fruit in there, and then I put my capsules in there and I blend it up. So nut milk, the protein, banana, almond butter, and my capsules, and I mix it up, and I'm the happiest person in the world every morning. And I'm like, yes, ready to dance. That's what I do. So I put in there. Yep.
If everybody wants to be as happy and energetic as Robin Allen, then follow what she just told us to do. And
Is there a shelf life for the powders? I bought the powders and stopped using them. It's been over 4 years. Yes, there is a shelf life, so you need some more. So whoever. And so I would say this to the person, I don't know the name, but don't not use them. If you need to get the protein to put them in, because they don't do you near bit of good on your shelf, and I know you know that. So, because people get them, this is the deal. People hear this and they're like, yes, I'm ready. I'm fired up. That nutrition lady, she was talking my language, and then you buy them and then you're looking at them 4 years later. No, don't even buy them if you're not going to use them. That's the truth. What good is it going to do you? You just spent some money and you didn't use them. If you get them, commit to using them. Put them in that shake. It makes it easier. Get the chewables. Whatever you got to do, use them. So
absolutely.
there.
And not that that person did it, but too many times people buy stuff and they don't use it, and then they go tell somebody, that stuff didn't work.
That's what they do.
It. You never use it.
That's
So,
what they do.
But any other questions? Because they pop up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Christians.
Is that a question? I'm sorry.
Let me see. I can look at this.
It says plug into the Shred community and that keep you accountable.
Yes, the shred is
Amen.
the way to
Amen.
go.
Amen.
The way to go.
Whoever said that, give them a prize, Tammy. Send them something. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. Again, thank you, Robin. Thank you, Tammy. And thank everyone for taking time out of your Saturday for joining us on the Health Exchange. My name is Troy Richardson, and I am out. Stay safe, stay blessed, and just go get healthy. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Have a good day, you all.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna for those of you, I'm gonna hop on Facebook Live and do these 5 steps now, and I will leave the video shareable, because I know that, and then Troy will have this video for you too. But I know that some people are wanting that 5 steps to share, so I'll make it shareable on Facebook.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if you guys want to unmute and just say thank you to Robin and any other kind gestures.
Yes, well, you're welcome in advance, everybody. I appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.